The story of the Tower of Babel takes up only a few lines in the Bible, but it holds profound meanings that may not be immediately apparent. People decided to build a huge tower that would reach the heavens. However, God did not like this idea and decided to prevent them from completing the construction of the Tower of Babel. So, God confused their languages, causing people to stop understanding one another. As a result, the construction was halted, and people scattered across the earth. At first glance, God's intervention seems puzzling. After all, people were united around a common goal and worked together. Even God acknowledged their strength in unity, saying, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them." So why did God feel the need to interfere with humanity's unity, create multiple languages, and thus divide people? Why was the construction of the tower so unacceptable to God? There are three main reasons for this. The first reason is the refusal to follow God's will. In Genesis 11:4, it says, "Let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth." The main motivation behind building the tower was the desire to not be scattered over the earth. People wanted to gather around the tower, which went against God's plan. From the beginning, God commanded, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it." God's intention was for humanity to spread out, discover, and develop new lands. He wanted people to inhabit the entire world. However, the builders of the tower wanted all of humanity to remain centered around the tower, not understanding the deeper purpose God had in mind for populating the entire earth by gathering all people in one place. This desire was in direct opposition to God's plan, and thus God had no choice but to intervene. The second reason is human pride. People wanted to make a name for themselves. By building the tower, they sought to glorify not the name of God, but the names of the tower's builders. This was an expression of self-deification, an attempt to place themselves on the same level as God, and possibly even higher. Instead of giving glory to the Creator, they sought to draw attention to themselves and their achievements. They wanted to be independent of God's will and rejected Him as the only one worthy of praise. The third reason is the desire to avoid God's punishment. This is why the tower was meant to reach to the heavens. It carried not only a symbolic meaning. People wanted to build a tower so high that it would protect them from any possible punishment from God. The memory of the flood was still fresh in their minds, and they sought to create a structure that would shield them from any future divine wrath. This desire to build an invulnerable tower shows just how far they had strayed from a true understanding of God's power. They believed they could create something that would be beyond God's reach, forgetting that no human structure can protect them from the will of the Creator. Their attempt to escape punishment revealed a loss of fear of God and a failure to recognize His omnipotence. The construction of the Tower of Babel was an attempt by humanity to reject God's will, glorify themselves, and create protection from God's intervention. God's interference in this process was not merely the destruction of a project. It was a reminder that human pride, disobedience, and the attempt to live independently of God's will inevitably lead to division and downfall. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on biblical stories and their meanings.